What is going on, guys? Jack here and welcome to episode 79 of The Road to Glory, here with FC United and Manchester. Hopefully you guys are good. Since the last episode, which was a vital point against Manchester City, stuff has not gone to plan. Last 3 games since the previous commentary, 2 draws, 1 loss. The Chelsea game was meant to be sooner than it is, but because of fixture congestion on Chelsea's behalf, they've got a lot of fixtures kind of in various competitions. It's meant that the game's been put back a bit. Actually, looking at it, they played West Ham 3 times in a week. That's kind of funny. But anyway, yeah, we play against a fixture congested Chelsea. They've lost their last 2 games, so maybe they're a little bit tired. But today they play us. So obviously the last few results haven't been great. This episode I will be doing the Arsenal game as well as the Chelsea game, and then the Leicester game if anything still kind of hangs in the balance on it. I don't think that's going to be the case, but we'll take things as they go. But anyway, first game of the sequence of results, we drew 2-2 with Southampton, which on the face of it isn't too bad, but looking at the stats, we were all over them for long periods of the game. We actually took a 2-1 lead in the 88th minute before Tompkins grabbed a goal for them to make it 2-2 in the dying embers of the game. Bocao also got injured this game. As a result, he's missed a few games, so he was a miss for the last 2 games and he is going to miss today's game. And it kind of hurts us when we're missing him because he is kind of the main man of the squad, the core of the team, along with Courtois, and so to miss him was a big one. We then lost 2-0 to Sunderland, which is our first loss since like November time in the league. We've been on an insane unbeaten run. 6th of November was our last loss. We lost on the 23rd of April, so that's almost half a year without losing in the league. And actually looking at the last time we lost at home in the league was the 3rd of November, so we still have that record intact, but we have got 3 tough home games to end the season, so maybe that record will come under threat as well. But I don't know, I feel as if we hadn't drawn some of the games we've drawn, we might be a bit higher up in the league, which sounds a bit kind of greedy, and I suppose you could look at it from the perspective of we could have lost the games that we drew and we wouldn't be as high, but I like to remain positive. But anyway, the final result of these fixtures, Benitez got man of the match. That really was the highlight of the game in a 1-1 draw against Reading. Looking at the stats, fairly 50-50. Both teams created their fair share of opportunities. Ultimately, we didn't do a great job. Toller, our former goalkeeper, turned up big for us. And talking about goalkeepers, that brings me on to my next problem, which has been, at least in my eyes, one of the main reasons for struggling of late, and that is the fact that both Bocao and Josimar have been injured. Josimar broke his finger in training and he's out for the rest of the season, which would normally be fine, except for the fact I sold Toller at Christmas. And my replacement was Felipe Mendes, a 15-year-old goalkeeper with bags of potential. And Felipe Mendes is not good enough for the first team. No disrespect to the lad, he's got a fine future, but he's 15 and he's had to step up because our other goalkeeper, Shawborn, is out on loan, as you can see here, or Schnoosenberg, sorry, is out on loan. So we've not had him, so he's been a loss. And as a result, I've not had a keeper, so at the moment Mendes isn't doing too badly. He's got an okay rating. You've got to remember, the guy's 15, it's going to be tough for him. But, you know, we go into today's game, going to rotate the squad a little bit. Chelsea today, then Arsenal. We're not far off securing Champions League football, and it will probably be a 4th place finish now based off kind of the league table and everything, which, to be honest, although I sound slightly downbeat about it, it can't be underestimated just how great an achievement that is. Just overall, really. Really good to see, hard earned and really nice, and I'm pleased with the lads' performances. I'm going to give Pedro Paulo an appearance here over Courtois. But looking at the league table quickly before we go into today's game, we play Chelsea. We're guaranteed UEFA Cup football. If we look at it here, we're on 66 points. Arsenal have played a game less and are on 58. So we're already guaranteed to finish ahead of Arsenal. The only team who can realistically challenge us for the Champions League is Tottenham, and that's just because they've got 4 games left. If we win today, I think that will be enough if Tottenham slip up. But it's not going to be easy. We are playing Chelsea. Chelsea, a very strong side. As I mentioned, they've struggled of late due to fitness kind of troubles. today's squad, not too much to tell you about other than the missing Bocao and Josimar. Good to see kind of the younger players like Benitez get chances, I suppose, but at the same time I'd rather not have them come when there's big games like this on the line. And I mean, we're not certain to qualify for the Champions League, but it's going to be tough. But we've got 2 games against both Arsenal and Chelsea to commentate, and I kind of feel like we should be beating one of those realistically, or at least grabbing some points. I feel as if 2 points is the aim, 2 draws. I have a feeling I live comped these 2 fixtures earlier on in the season during like the big episode 75, and it was pretty close. And Azpilicueta, what a long throw. He's going to penalty. What? This ref is crazy. Is this going to be Hazard to take the penalty? No, I don't know who it is. He's put it down the middle. Keeper misses it. Mendes unlucky. 1-0 down though to Chelsea. When we played both Chelsea and Arsenal before, we beat Arsenal and we drew with Chelsea. So you'd kind of hope we could somewhat match that today. This is not the start I wanted though. I mean, I don't know. It's not great. Benitez, disappointed to see him give away the penalty. He's been superb all year. And just to see him kind of give away a penalty there, that's bad. I suppose we can only look and hope that Spurs are slipping up in their game. Let me get up latest scores, I suppose. And Spurs are 1-0 up. We have got a free kick here. Ball back post. Warner hits the post. Oh, so close. Inches away. Looking at the stats, we're actually in control of the game in terms of possession. It's fairly close, and now Pedro Paulo's injured. Well, to say I was just going to give him a run out, his run out's not lasted very long today, I'm afraid. I'm going to swap Carson and Samper around. I want Samper to get up the field a little bit. He's got the pace and creativity, whereas Carson's more of a solid kind of defensive, physical backup centre mid. So hopefully that rotation and kind of change works for us. Samper's performed really well since coming from kind of Zaragoza. He had a bit of pressure, kind of stepping into Mohamed Abou's shoes, but so far he's done a good job of it. At half-time, pretty boring game in terms of lack of chances, but we've been unlucky. And I feel as if that we can still win this. So we're not bad, but you can improve. I have faith. Same for you, strikers. See how we get on here. Looking like good, kind of reactions by everyone, which is good to see. But it's going to be interesting to see how we get on here. We really need to push for the points. Spurs are still 1-0 up in their game. As things stands, we would probably have to beat either Leicester or Arsenal in one of our last few games. Azpilicueta with another long throw. We have to deal with those long throws. It's really horrible when you're playing against a guy who can launch into the box like that. But the counter-attack is on for us. Barbosa bursting in, ball back post. Warner buries it at the second time of trying. Good goal, 1-1, looking good. Tottenham are 3-0 up in their game, so it'd be great if we could go and push on for the win here. But Chelsea are top of the league. They are pretty much champions, done and dusted. And it'd be great for us just to, get a result here. Get a point on the board, maybe try and push for the 3 now, and really try and cement our place in Europe next year in the Champions League. I mean, book him, ref, send him off. Do it, you want to. Oh, yellow. Not often I appeal for people to get red cards, but it'd be nice if we could play a 10-man Chelsea team now, but still got a chance potentially. But no, to be honest, UEFA Cup, I haven't really talked about this that much, but the UEFA Cup would be great to be in. If we could get Champions League, having never qualified for Europe before, it'd be great. Obviously, finishing 4th, we would have to go through the qualifying stages. However, hopefully I'd be able to bring in a few new faces to add to this already kind of really quality side and get the win. And we've got a chance here, wow. Scrambled away at the second time of asking, can we get the ball in? Oh, okay, Himuche's injured on the floor. On comes the physio. Okay, he's taken a knock. It's fine. Looks like we're still on the attack though, which is good. Good to see us creating chances. Looking at the stats, we've been the better side. Chelsea have only lost, I think, 5 times this season in the league, maybe 6. So they're one of the kind of unbeaten sides. So for us to, grab a half decent result against these would be fantastic. Mendes in goal hasn't had too bad a game either, which is nice to see, because he is 15, he shouldn't be playing these kind of games, and it was a complete oversight of me not to kind of bring in a backup goalkeeper when Pel Toller went out, but I have to take mistakes for that. But they've scored against the run of play. Is that Hernandez? Oh, God. 5 minutes to change stuff. 5 minutes to make it count. Right, we've got to go more attacking, so we'll bring on Courtois. Then we'll go with Barbosa on the right, Warren at centre, and Jose on the left. And we've just got to throw men forward now. Just got to throw men forward. I'm going to go more direct and faster. We'll keep all the defensive lines and stuff the same, but we're going to need a late goal here to get anything from this game. Tottenham are 4-0 up in their game, so be disappointing to lose this, but at the same time we've put in a good performance, and I think that's the game. It is unlucky, I suppose, to lose. Looking at the stats, fairly 50-50 game. Just could tell them they were unlucky, which we were. We were unlucky. Looking at the stats, there wasn't many chances either way. Looking at the fixtures left, we need 2 points from our last 2 games, and that's if Spurs win their last 3 games. Who have Spurs got in their last 3 games? That's a good question to ask. Oh wow, okay, they've got a lot of fixtures, so that might play into our favour. They just played Derby, so they've got Reading, Sunderland and QPR. You'd kind of expect them to do well in all of those, but QPR are in the FA Cup final, I suppose, so they can't be underestimated. And there's quite a lot of fixture congestion there that may well play into our favour. I don't know. I think we need 2 points to secure the Champions League football, which is what we can really aim for now. I feel as if we should get that. Arsenal and Leicester both at home in our last 2 games. Somewhat disappointing to lose 2-1 to Chelsea like we just did, but at the same time, it could be better. It could be worse, I suppose. Arsenal are 6th. They have struggled this season, whereas I feel as if we've just performed out of our skin. You know, players have really turned up this year, and although I wouldn't say we've really had a clinical strike force, like sure we've had Barbosa and Barney banging in the goals for us. I mean, if I show you the goals, Barney's got 13, Barbosa's got 18, Warner's got 9. And Courtois got 8. You know, there are players getting goals and stuff. I wouldn't say that we've scored ridiculous amounts, if that makes sense. We kind of just got the results when we needed them. I mean, you look at our goals for. We've only scored 59 goals. I say only. I suppose you compare that to Man City, who have scored 88, and Man U have scored 76, and it seems like a big difference. However, we are 3rd or 4th top goal scorer. Yeah, we're 4th top goal scorers, I suppose. Maybe I'm being a bit overly critical. We've had a fairly good defensive record as well, actually, looking at it, which is good to see. But I don't know. Oh, Tottenham have just drawn. Does that guarantee us Champions League football? I think it might. It does. Oh, wow. Okay, I will just commentate the Arsenal game then. That will be the only game I commentate. I won't bother with the Leicester game, but I can talk about the plans for next season now, I suppose. I have been thinking ahead in terms of... obviously, with us looking like we were going to qualify for the Champions League as of February time, where we really kind of settled in and got into our stride, and we could see the league table opening up for us, and it looked good. I've kind of been thinking about what we need to do as a team and how we need to kind of set up, I suppose. I kind of feel like the shape of the team is absolutely fine, to be honest. I feel as if we've probably got one of the best kind of strike forces in the league. I feel as if maybe, I don't know, a little bit more European quality needs to be added in places. But Benitez at centre defence, he's absolutely fine. He's 19. Pablo, very good centre back. He's not crazy. Pablo may be someone who gets replaced if there's options. Farias, very good player. His injury hurt him this year in terms of his development. Glenn Stewart, another solid player, but I may look to see what's available in terms of right backs. I feel as if these 3 guys in midfield, maybe one backup midfielder for Sergei Samper, Courtois and Boca, maybe a jack of all trades kind of centre mid, an improved John Carson in many respects, because I mean, Carson's been great this year. I mean, he's turned up when he's needed to. He's got 9 appearances, an average rate of 7.18. Don't get me wrong, he's been a good player, but he's only ever going to be a backup Premier League player, and it would be nice to have maybe one more centre mid. And then in terms of the final third, I don't know, Barney's kind of reaching the end of the road in terms of how far he can go with the club and develop, which is sad to say, but I am looking at alternatives. There is one guy who I have in mind to sign, and who are you? I've never even seen this guy, but apparently he turns into a beast. No, but there is one player I am looking at as a potential replacement for Barney, and it's this guy, Sefton. Currently not a viable transfer in terms of, he's not realistic apparently. However, with kind of the end of the season coming and us being in the Champions League, I might try and lure him away from Southampton if I can. He'd be a great kind of prospect and a great player to get in. And I've had my eye on him for a few seasons now. But, we'll have to see how things go. But Barney's one position where I may look to change. We'll go for pretty much our full strength squad, I feel, for this game. Zorak, since he came in, he's been a pretty solid player all round. And then in terms of transfers on the transfer front, I've made a few kind of deals and stuff. A few players have come in. In terms of future players, I've brought in a lot. There's like 4 or 5 like kind of 16, 15-year-olds from Argentina in the works who are going to be coming. Which is good to see, building for the future. That's one thing I do want to do. Our finances this year aren't in as good a stead as they've always been. I kind of knew that was going to be the case when, you consider I spent 46 million on Boccal, 10 million on Warner, 10 million on Courtois. They're very pricey players. And I mean, they've come up big for us. We can't underestimate that. But they have hurt financially. Oh wow, they've scored a free kick. Financially, the kind of those signings, like despite the fact we sold players, they still hit our finances hard. But with us being in the Champions League next year, more money. Hopefully, I can build a stadium expansion finally, because I'm still sharing with Bury and Gig Lane with 12,000 seats. So with the Champions League football and a bit of money that brings, I guess the increase to the club reputation, I really can't see why I won't get a stadium increase. Tell the guys they've been unlucky so far. You've been unlucky so far, lads. Looking at the stats, we are pretty much in control of this game. We're just not taking our chances, which is pretty uncharacteristic. If he gets to 60 minutes, I'm going to move the wing forwards slightly narrower, although we've got a chance here. Can we get the ball in? Can we get the ball in? Don't get hit on the counter, whatever you do. Zorak. Oh, free kick. Send him off, ref. Book him. I think Wiltshire got sent off the last time we played Arsenal. Oh, we only get to warning. Yeah, sure he does. Boccal, bury this, my son. Oh, wow. I bigged that up so much. I was thinking like Boccal. It's like David Beckham standing up for a free kick and you just anticipate it to go in and he misses. And now they're going to hit us on the counter. Get men behind. Can we defend, please? Can we defend, please? Can we? Yeah, that'll do. Now counter. Pace, pace, pace. Run, Barney, you speedy white man. But no, I mean, I feel as if in terms of going forward, it's more going to be about building for the future now. I feel as if the first... Oh, good finish, Barbosa, my son. Great finish. But no, back on topic as I celebrate that goal in over-the-top manners. It's going to be about building for the future now. The first team that we have, I feel, is a Champions League and European kind of quality team as a whole. I'd like to add a little bit more strength and depth and a little bit more quality in certain positions if possible and if there's players there. But ultimately it's going to be about now improving facilities, building a new stadium, getting in really good youngsters, the likes of Benitez's. We need more Benitez's. He came in 18 years old. He came in for 10 million, which is extremely pricey. However, he's now worth double that in terms of what a team would have to bid for him for me to even consider selling him. And he's been absolutely superb for us. So hopefully you can keep that up. Looking like it's going to be a 1-1 draw here unless there's going to be a very late goal, which I don't think is going to happen. So, yeah, that's the game. I feel as if this has been a very good season for us. It can't be underappreciated how good we've been this year. Whole team's turned up as a whole. We're looking very good. Proved a lot of people wrong in avoiding defeat. We actually dominated the game and we probably should have won, but... still a good position, finishing somewhat off the pace of kind of Man City and United and Chelsea, who have now won the league. But still, 4th place, very, very good stuff. Just a quick look at the player stats, then I'll do a quick end of season kind of review thing. Highest average rating, Jorge Benitez is up there. Shots on target ratio, Shane Barney's there. I don't even know if that's considered good or not. In terms of... if I go to team stats, we'll have a look at the average attendances and stuff. I'm pretty sure I can get a new stadium now, finally. Average attendance by stadium capacity, 98.94%. If we don't get a new stadium, that's a joke. Average attendance per game, 12,000. That's ridiculously low. In terms of our transfer spend for the year, we were up there. We did spend big, but then, again, we finished high. So... overall, we spent 35 million more than we sold, but I feel as if it was worth it. We made up for that in how well we did. What other stuff is there? Salary per year, still one of the lowest salaries in the league in terms of the amount we pay our team per million, which is good. Obviously, that low wage expenditure has allowed me to invest the money in terms of the transfers, which is how our whole kind of finances have worked. Just a quick look at the finances as well. As you can see, we're set to come out of a loss, but obviously you make up a lot of that money right at the start of the season in TV revenue, and obviously with us being in the Champions League provides us with a lot more kind of new outlets to make money, to get more TV money in, obviously, and just make some more money and be able to invest it into the squad. But other than that, I feel as if this has gone really well this year. Really good stuff. Now up to national reputation, which is important. If we look at our general stuff, I'm considered a club legend in terms of icons. We've got the likes of Jerome Wright, who of course was here when I came to the club right at the very beginning. He's now still a coach at the club. It's nice to have kind of those ties back to the beginning. Glenn Stewart, obviously, been here years, current vice-captain. Shane Barney, captain of the side. Been here since the League One days, those dark days. Didn't have the best first season at the club, but since then he's come on well. Somewhat of a slow kind of end to this season. He started out of the traps really well come the start of this season in terms of his performances. Barbosa kind of overshadowed him a little bit, but it's good to see Barbosa now a favourite personnel at the club. He's a quality player. 32 appearances this year, 17 goals, and that's just in the league alone. He's maturing. He's still only 20, so plenty of time for him. And then favoured personnel, of course, there's Alex Evans, who I've not got a scout report on because he's left me. He cut all ties with me. But no, he's playing okay in the Blue Square Bet Prem. It's sad to see players dip that far down the divisions. Just a quick look at the squad as well, I suppose, in terms of all the interesting stuff. Estimated value, £130 million. Obviously, qualifying for Europe is going to boost that even further. Looking at our facilities, we have really crap facilities. I still need to get these upgraded. I've been doing them every year, upgrading them. We still share with Bury, who are in League 2. Whereabouts are you in League 2, Bury? Let's find out. Where are Bury in League 2? Who we ground share with? It's so stupid. Oh, they finished 18th. But no, a little bit disappointing. Luton winning that league. Let's see who's coming up through the Championship this year. Perth final will be between, I don't know, because the playoffs are still going on. But Cardiff and Villa returning. Everton in the playoffs. Any shocks? Hull going down to League One could be seen as a bit of a shock, I suppose, maybe. Birmingham are in League One on this as well. Millwall going up. There's a few really odd teams here. Any really bizarre teams in League 2? Any teams that have completely rotted? I don't really get a good chance to look through these divisions. Coventry maybe, but they've gone back up. I wouldn't say there's been that many surprises. Sometimes you find one Premier League team who just rot down every division. But overall, obviously this marks our 10th year in charge of the club. I'm not doing the Leicester game for the last game because it's just a pointless game now. But I'm really happy with how the team's performed this year. Just overall average ratings, you can see them here. Benitez 7.69, Glenn Stewart another superb average rating. Bocau, fantastic player this year. He was high risk, he's come out high reward. £46 million for him, but an average rating is 7.42 in the league across 30 appearances and 37 appearances in all competitions. Really says it all. Avoided injury, which was my main worry, I suppose. Courtois and Barbosa were also having good seasons. It's good to see players who I've bought into the club for money, and quite big money at that, making their investment well worth it, and that's kind of been what's benefited us this year. I took risks with some of the signings I made and the money I paid, but they've come back to kind of reward, I guess, my faith in the players that I've brought in. Anywho, I'm rambling now, guys. Yeah, that's everything. That is everything. Episode 80 is next. There probably won't be anything special for that other than it being the start of the season. Obviously getting close to the 100 mark now in terms of episodes on this series, which is absolutely crazy to think, and it's incredible to think how far this save's come and the fact that I've been able to share it with you guys. So hopefully you've enjoyed as always, guys. That is me done and dusted for now. I do believe that's me. I'm not going to waffle for any longer and ramble because it's boring. Guys, as always, give the video a cheeky like. Let's see if we can get 50 likes for qualifying for the Champions League with a game to spare. That would be awesome. Other than that, it's me, Jack, and I'll talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.